Sometimes a company builds the perfect handheld, and the tech world still ignores why the original remains unbeatable. That's exactly what's happening here, because the AYN Thor is trying, with brute force, to fill a gap that Nintendo left behind 10 years ago. Anyone who believes raw performance is everything is about to get a cold reality check. The Thor was meant to be the ultimate upgrade. An AMOLED display, full HD resolution, and a processor capable of running PS2 and Gamecube smoothly. In the hand, it feels solid and substantial. The buttons have deeper travel than the original, not a thin click, but a rich, precise feedback. The analog triggers are highly responsive and feel like those of a real controller, not like a compromise. The thumbsticks have proper height, a deliberate choice aimed at shooters and racing games. Even features like charging separation were considered, so the battery is preserved during docked play on a TV. But there's one thing no spec sheet will show. Not a disaster, but decisive. The ergonomics of the right stick are a flawed design. If you hold the device without a grip, your thumb starts to cramp after about an hour because the position sits too low. It becomes uncomfortable. Not painful, but noticeable enough to disrupt the flow of gameplay. A detail that isn't a deal breaker, but one you need to know before buying. And then there's the price, a point where everything comes down to a decision. Subscribe to the channel real quick before I explain the real issue and why this device might actually lose to a 10-year-old console. Because what comes next turns the entire comparison on its head. And that's where the narrative shifts from specs to experience, where numbers alone stop telling the full story. Because in the end, what matters isn't what a device can do on paper, but how it feels when you actually use it. What happens when a modern powerhouse suddenly loses to a device that offers only a fraction of the resolution? That's not a rhetorical question, it's the reality of the new 3DS. It may not have a Snapdragon or an AMOLED display, but it has something the Thor can never replicate: absolute precision. The pressure-sensitive screen and the stylus enable a level of accuracy that is impossible on modern capacitive displays. This isn't a small difference, it's a fundamental choice you have to make. If you want a compact device that reproduces games like Art Academy or Zelda exactly as they were designed, the 3DS remains without alternative. Its compactness isn't accidental, it's a deliberate design decision that you either need or you don't. If you don't, there's no real reason to stick with the older model. The Thor delivers more display, more battery, and more performance, but it loses the soul of input. In the end, it's not performance that decides, it's the experience. The Thor is technically superior, no question, but the new 3DS proves that thoughtful design and precise input can matter more than raw power. So the real question is, what matters more to you, maximum performance or experiencing a game exactly as it was intended? If comparisons like this help you, make sure to subscribe and don't miss future analyses.